Hello Internet, I am John. Welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris 4.0 Voidforged Exterminators. So last time we kind of made the opening moves, grew our alloy economy, from like plus 20 per month to plus 40 per month, picked up supremacy and built a fleet of corvettes and destroyed about 80% of the fleet of our nearest neighbor, I think. I think they still have a couple corvettes around somewhere, but we will find them. I was thinking between games whether I really want this guy's planets, right? They're only going to be 50% habitability for us, and then we take another 15% job efficiency penalty on top of that from 0G optimized. But so one thought I had was, okay, what if so until I get nanite worlds, or unless I start pop modding, their utility is somewhat limited in terms of what I can produce with them. So I was considering bombarding them into tomb worlds and recolonizing them once I have access to nanite worlds, so I'm not taking the empire size from colonies from them without being able to really use them for much. But I was looking at my list of anomalies, and I realized that I have this gray goo anomaly, and this is potentially a run-altering anomaly. So the way this anomaly works, if I understand it correctly, is that if you don't have the assembly patterns tech, when you research this anomaly, it gives you that tech. It's a pretty good tech. But if you already have this tech, instead it gives you construction patterns, which is the upgraded version that gives you the optimization building, which is a rare engineering tech. It's probably like tier 4 or something. In another recent game, I've had the automation building for a long time, and it's 20 through 15. I've drawn mega structures. I still haven't drawn construction templates. So if you get this gray goo anomaly, my understanding is that you definitely don't want to research it until you have assembly patterns. But once you have assembly patterns, it's very, very strong, and it gives you access to the optimization building. So I think we might actually just divert our scientists to go do that first, and then go back to surveying. Because the optimization building means that these worlds are actually potentially useful to us, because it doesn't care about habitability, and it's productive enough that we could actually use it on generator districts and come out ahead of the upkeep. I don't think that's true of the automation building at our current level of technology, but I think the upgraded optimization building, it probably is. So we can actually use these planets maybe, and that's how. In other stuff I want to get done, so we have a fleet now. We have about as much fleet as we're going to have for a little while, and now it's time to start turning alloys into more habitats. So we're going to need a couple more construction ships. I also want to expand out this way. We have mining stations to build, we have outposts to build, we have habitats to build. At this point, we could build probably 2 habitats plus these outposts to the choke point here. And I think those habitats, we want, the science one is quite good, and then we'll just pick, this one is size 12, that one is size 12, and on the expansion path I want to take, this system is size 12 and has a bunch of good deposits, but I have to actually take their planet first, and then that one has a bunch of good deposits as well. So that could give us 5 habitats total, which is fairly comfortable for, we have our generator habitat, and then alloys, science, unity, and maybe mining if we end up needing it for alloys. So that's kind of my habitats plan and what I'm going to do with alloys. At this point, we've won our initial war, and now we just want to get into good defensible borders and start powering up on the unity and the tech. Because it's going to be a while, I think, before we meet anybody who can really threaten us fleet-wise. I also do want to get more scouting done here. If we're blocked in behind Marauders or an FE or something, I would like to know that sooner than later. Because again, that means I could neglect military tech for a long time in favor of economy techs. But don't know that yet. Here again, I'm not going to build these automation buildings because you see here it says building upkeep per district plus 8 energy, but if it's working correctly, it'll give you an actual upkeep estimate, right? So in the city districts, it tells you it would be 24 upkeep. But in the reactor districts where it doesn't work right, it doesn't tell you a fixed upkeep number because there isn't one. It's 0. So we're not going to be building automation in our habitat raw resource districts. I don't really have the pops to do much else here yet anyway, and if I'm going to go build some habitats, we're going to want a little bit of slack to go kind of seed those and fill out their replicator jobs, for example. Anything else? Districts. Oh yeah, I did build one reactor district last time, just kind of out of habit, and I should have built the building instead. It would have saved us some alloys, but I think that's all I had. Let's get moving.
Technological acquisition successful.
And here we get energy management, and this also will help our optimization buildings be productive on these worlds and break even. Fusion, again, I would like fusion. We will need it, but energy grids are really good, and our energy situation is kind of eh. I'm not sure why it just gapped up there, but okay. So they have, yeah, here's their corvettes fleet. They don't have a starbase here, really. I guess this is their other guaranteed habitable, but no armies, so we could just invade that one now. Yeah, well, hopefully this is the fleet wipe we've been looking for.
Hostile stationary asset engaged.
Not quite. Got 1 of 4. Interesting. We're at 240, which is not nearly enough to take their capital, but we can go get on top of this one. Pretty soon they're not really going to have any star bases where they... Honestly, at this point, if they only have 3 corvettes left, we could split the fleet and send one there, for example. And then we'll have taken all their territory, no more star bases, no more places they could build star bases. Oh, okay. Hey, you know, that works.
Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Okay, I think that was our wipe. Yep, okay, great.
Construction complete.
This is a dead end. That's really bad luck for them. This one... It was gonna maybe be a bastion, but if this is a dead end, we don't really need one, but we can still do resource reprocessors. These are what we get instead of trade hubs. These are actually really good. Right? 8 trade per month for 1 energy upkeep versus 6.6 energy per month with no upkeep. So these are like worth 2 logistics drones, basically, to produce a resource that we have trouble producing otherwise. And right, Hydroponics Bays. So there's a funny thing with Exterminators now, where if you invade a planet and you're purging pops, those pops have upkeep while you're purging them. And you can end up in a food deficit situation as an exterminator, and it can like ruin your economy if you're not producing food so you can buy it on the market. And actually, that's a really compelling reason to move the Hydroponics Bay to being first, because we're about to go invade some planets and we have 0 food income. Actually, could you just enter orbit until that's ready?
Hostile stationary.
I knew there's a reason I was building, and that's the other thing with having, I mentioned last time, I've been having like a forward shipyard, and that's part of the reason I do that, is that having a second starbase lets us do food production. I could have switched this over if I had remembered. But so as far as next habitat, we'll do this one. It doesn't really matter where you put them anymore. We could do, this is a size 12. I like that. Energy, I mean, hopefully we'll start, what are your districts like here? Not great. I think this one had pretty decent energy districts though, right? Yeah, no, not really. Good mineral. Will it tell us how long that takes? Done in 2219 11. Okay, so like 6 months. I kind of just want to make sure that it's actually a dead end. We could do some bombardment. because I don't really need the pops or the infrastructure or anything. Right, second habitat. We can just put it here. It's not exciting, but it'll be fine. Hopefully I don't really need mining from pops, but it's better to have it and not need it than need, or have access to it.
Ship fragments dissected.
It doesn't. So if you give the research order and then you generate more fragments in the same system, it doesn't like subsequently go queue those. You have to do it manually. But now we have coil guns as a guaranteed research option, so we won't draw it anymore, which is nice. Won't be taking up our draws. Okay, Grey Goo. Technology gained, construction templates. Unlocks optimization building in its various forms. It upgrades our resource silos. It gives us plus 50% build speed, which is a lot, and minus 10% empire size from districts. So this is an awesome tech. We don't get... This anomaly can also give us an L-gate insight if we have already found an L-gate, but we have not. So that's a bit of a loss. Am I realistically going to open the L-gates, though? Probably not. Yeah, see, this is a rare, 13k engineering tech, so it's tier 3 or 4 or something. We will finish out Prosperity. I haven't decided on my next tradition yet, but we will finish out Prosperity. This Edict Fund opens up espionage stuff, which will help us use our espionage bonuses, but I also like the naval cap. That doesn't matter at this point. Okay, yeah, so it is a dead end. So we're pretty much good here. So this is going to be our only exit here. So yeah, if we do get... Oh, there is a possibility we're blocked in or something. But hopefully we're not.
Construction complete.
Let's just set you on automation.
Alert. Station engaged. Alert. Spaceport engaged.
And we're going to set them to Armageddon. Not because I'm going to
Technological acquisition
demolish the whole world to Tomb World, but the thought here is that if you build up enough devastation, here we'll take the economy tech. Once devastation is over like 75%, it gets much easier to invade the planet, and I think under 25 or 50%. Defensive armies gets bonuses, so we'll use this basically just to knock down their armies more quickly. This is one problem with not getting a second planet early, is that the army buildup is really slow. Okay, we have food income now, so now we can invade. They have no army still.
Planetary pacification protocols initiated.
And this is going to... We haven't moved any pops over yet. I don't care about that. We will need a drone storage. Xenophobia promoted. Indeed. So we can't do the second specialization yet. I'm very curious about... Yeah, I think Purge is happening per pop group, which means that Purge speed is effectively multiplied by the number of pop groups on a planet. Which is why my purges are finishing really fast. So that's kind of interesting. So it doesn't matter that much on this one because they only have the 2 pop groups, but on the capital we'll see it it'll be much more pronounced where like previously it would have taken, you know, a couple of years maybe to wipe out a capital, and it's going to happen really fast now. We will resettle some dudes, I guess, to hold on to the planet. So we'll do drone storage, and then we'll start building energy districts and throw in automation buildings in it. And it's the same plan for the capital and their colony once it finishes colonizing. It might have. Has it? It has. Let's go do that one next.
Alert. Spaceport engaged. Construction complete. Construction
Okay, that was the shipyard. Or excuse me, the Starbase. I honestly don't even want 200 replicators here. Because their efficiency is quite low. What's this? This is finding the voice. Do I have anything good to follow with? Not really. But I'm happy to sit on finding the voice's passive unity. That's okay with me. We might end up stealing mining drones from here. We could demote them early to save ourselves the unity. So we're at 15%, still a long way to go. But the garrison is down a fair bit.
Construction complete. Alert. Spaceport engaged. Hostile fleet assets engaged. Construction complete.
360. They're at 100. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Planetary pacification protocols initiated.
Wow, okay, so that, their pop groups condensed. Oh, interesting! Right, so now they're grouped just by ethic, they're no longer grouped by strata. Or ethic and species, I guess. So it's purging 3 times faster than it would have in 3.14. Okay, what are we doing economy-wise? Nope. No, never mind, we can have police, that's fine. We're gonna have crime. That's just gonna happen. They did get the physics lab. We're gonna demolish all of these. I don't know whether we hold on to the last mine or not. I would almost rather demolish it and we can rebuild it if we need. 200 months is like 20 years. We can stop the army buildup. So this is what I'm talking about, right? If we hadn't built any food production, we would not be able to buy it, and then we would just be in an immediate deficit. Yeah, it doesn't. Don't have the situation yet, but it would be bad. So we'll buy a little bit, but I think it'll be fine. You're idle. It's not. Let's survey that.
Council agenda ready.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
So right now, our Unity production is a little behind our tech. I like to keep Unity around a third of my total tech output, right? And really, at this point, I would love to be kind of pushing Unity for nanite worlds. I think we do. Well, we don't have pops, so we can't do anything with pops. I don't have the energy grid.
Construction complete.
We can just kind of poke a couple of corvettes
System
out.
survey complete.
Go have a look-see.
Technological acquisition successful.
Here's energy grids. I think we do calculator speed at this point. Deflectors be fine, but we can steal it.
Construction complete. Construction complete. Anomalous surface variable detected.
Gas giant signal. Don't want that.
System survey complete.
How much of this is assembly? Okay. Versus migration. Some of that's migration, I think. Because, I mean, look at that job inefficiency. Yeah, minus 40% from habitability.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
What does this do? Shield nullification. I'm not sure if that's really good for us or bad for us. 2 habitables.
Technological acquisition successful.
$55 energy production, and it costs us 30. So we're netting like 20. that right? And it's gonna improve with Devastation. Yeah, so I think this is how we solve our energy problems and find uses for habitable worlds as Void Dwellers, is the optimization building. And we could throw, that's more jobs that would work. We might want the districts things though. I don't really want to be doing tile blockers techs, although, I mean, we could get the Oracle. 1, 2... 46 months is a long time for, a 10% chance to get the Oracle.
Technological acquisition successful.
Oh, and we have capacity subsidies now, because we got it from the same tech that you get energy grids from. So we can do that. We have the excess energy to do machine learning campaign, temporarily. This is fine. Ultimately, we do want most of our minerals from mining stations. Ceramo-Metal will be okay. It would push us towards the infrastructure techs in society. Yeah, we can just do that. At this point, I could be taking pops off of energy on the capital to do other things. I sure wish I had like gravitic sensors. Oh, somebody leveled. Official. Yeah, and see, this is what I'm saying, is that patching routines gets drawn so often that you can pass it up and you'll probably get it again later. Right now, I'm not really upkeep constrained. I have enough raw resource production, and I don't really need the extra district. It's not full. Our alloy production is going to crash when we get the next 2 habitats up because of the alloy upkeep on stuff.
System survey complete.
Probably, yeah, that's a science ship. Purple molluscoids.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
That is getting up close to the base of this boat. $200 from an outpost. What are our outposts? 250, okay. This is not a capital. Itty bitty tech world. What? Where are they getting tech dudes? What are we looking at pops wise? That's a bad bonus, or bad penalty. Pacifists? Pacifist, xenophile, authoritarians. Okay. Not too scary. That was a habitat construction finishing. There's the other one.
Technological acquisition successful.
Sensors would be really nice. Do we have the power? Power usage 10. I think we have it, but just barely. We do.
Anomalous surface variable detected. Planetary settlement procedure initiated.
Here's 55 pops, so this is a capital. They don't have the armies, or the strongholds. That's interesting. I wonder if militarists start with it or something? Weak armies. Is there fleet here? It is 20 corvettes, 1.1k. Cool. So let's come on home. I guess we could explore this branch. I'm gonna want to upgrade him though. Potentially.
Anomalous surface variable detected. Planetary settlement procedure initiated. System survey complete.
And then here we might do trade. We might do oh yeah, so we could do generator support, or we could do commercial nexus, or both. This is a lot of, and then again an optimization building there to actually work the jobs. That gets expensive though, right? I haven't like done the math whether that really pencils out, right? If we have 8 generator support districts plus 160% technician output, but also, you know, 80? Yeah, probably. I think yeah. So a bunch of upkeep. So I'm not sure. Plus the trade upkeep. And
Planetary surface settlement established.
so this one is going to be a tech world. Sadly, research stations still give output rather than upkeep production. With some of the new buildings, you can stack up. If you can do like tech world for 20%, and then there's a building that gives 20% researcher upkeep production, and then discovery is 20% researcher upkeep production, and that's quite a lot. And nanite research labs are also very expensive in terms of researcher upkeep. So It's a bit of a bummer that we don't have ready access to the upkeep production. This is a pretty good one. This is like the one guaranteed tech from the focus system I actually care about. Although combat computers are fine.
Surface settlement established.
This one I'm not so sure what we'll do with. Like, it has the, obviously it has the potential to be a good mining world. But do I need a mining world? Not sure. It could be a Unity world. So we'll just kind of hold out. Or hold and figure that out later.
System survey complete.
Architectural focus, yes. Again, the later levels of this give upkeep production, or building and district upkeep production, which is great for piling automation buildings everywhere. Combat knowledge is army stuff. Combat database is naval cap, and it's just starting experience. That's a pretty good one. Oh. Let's see if we get out or if he hits us automatically. Sometimes Leviathans have super long range weapons. That looks like a dead end though. That's not though.
Technological acquisition successful.
Now we do the Edict Fund, because I don't want either of these.
Technological acquisition successful.
So these are basically both fully built out, and they are productive. So most of our energy surplus is coming from planets now. Ceramo-Metal. We could do afterburners. I don't care as much about this as I used to. We could start the machine stuff or reclamation plants. Megaforges are not very good now. There's just kind of... yeah, they don't give the base output boost, so it's kind of what's the point? How long is that? Would take 40 years, so I'm not doing that. We can do economy stuff. We'll steal military techs. That's enclave of some kind.
System survey complete.
for the other two habitats. These are both kind of bad. Automatic resettlement chance is an okay bonus, I guess. I could refund the 2 colony ships I just started. It's not that big a savings, though. Getting some pre-FTLs would be nice. Get the insight techs. But the big takeaway here is that there's nothing, like, we can get to the base of the spoke. There's nothing stopping us from doing that. There's no, like, where you know, there's not, like, an FE here that is blocking our exit. It's kind of the important takeaway from this scouting.
Anomalous surface variable detected. System survey complete.
Oh, and we can build simulation sites on all these. For free Unity.
System survey complete.
I want to scout this branch too. Scientist. I usually do analysts. The Astral Rift business does kind of make me tempted to use scholars, and I think our other scientist is better equipped for analysis. So we can do a scholar.
Situation log.
Finally a precursor, but at least it's a good one.
Alert. Non-standard space entity encountered. Anomalous surface variable detected.
Full on minerals. I'm just thinking about which of these three to make Unity, Alloy, and potentially mining. This one has the least mining. They're all... We'll keep this one mining, we'll do this one Unity, and that one Industry. Which makes building that one first a bit unfortunate.
System survey complete.
What's this one?
Technological acquisition successful.
Hooray! Gravitic sensors and research alternatives. Yes, please.
Construction complete.
Here, we're still not full on our scientists. We got the auto build. They'll follow up. Oh, I forgot I was building one there. So this was here, not there. That's also a lot of mining. Let's do unification there, and we'll do foundry on the other one. This one has... Being able to produce a little bit of energy locally could be nice for saving on trade deficits. Any more upgrades coming?
Acquisition successful.
Not really. I don't think we can steal hull-size techs. So, destroyers might actually be worth researching. We can just do that. And the fleet size, fleet command limit's not bad either.
Technological
Oh. Naturally.
System survey complete.
Don't care about terraforming. Tile blockers, This is also just kind of a lousy bonus. I don't love any of these. We can do the tile blockers. They're quick, at least. Come on, retreat button. Nope. He didn't die, though. So that's good. I think. Yeah, nice.
Planetary settlement procedure initiated.
Wow, that's a lot of habitables. Holy cow. Yeah, see our alloy. We were at plus 50 something, now we're down a bunch. So, one of these... At least we're building up some drones, right?
Construction complete.
These are kind of lousy.
Construction complete. Planetary surface settlement established.
Okay, this was the one we said was going to do Unity, right? I think so. It is now. So here's the secret trick with Constructibot is that it gives you the second district specialization immediately. The second, like, habitation district spec. For reasons unclear. It seems like a bit of a cheat, so I guess, I don't know, if we get desperate, we'll use it. I don't think we need it, but...
Planetary settlement procedure initiated.
Oh. Oops. We could cancel.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
Curators.
Encrypted our communications.
Still filling up the scientists.
Planetary surface settlement established.
Council agenda ready.
Oh, there's. You give me the habitat. Oh. It wouldn't be terrible for research either. Full on influence. Bring them home for the upgrade.
System survey complete.
That's several thread things. What do we need to do to get there? 1, 2. I like Voidcraft. We have some very expensive Voidcraft techs we need to research. It helps draw mega engineering. It's kind of bad later when you're looking for like armor repeatables and I mean, I don't know. Because there aren't any Voidcraft repeatables, I think, so maybe it stops being relevant once you get all the techs. Military theory is also not bad. We do have a bunch of other stuff we want in society, I guess. Like the second capital specialization for terrestrial planets, and I don't know what else. And the infrastructure techs, and yeah, we can do Voidcraft, that's fine, I guess. Speed of intel gain. I like code breaking and encryption. That plays with our
Construction complete.
espionage thing on the core. What era are they?
Technological acquisition successful.
They are medieval, okay. Here we are with the colonial centralization for second specs on planets. We would need pops, though, to actually build those. I mean, we can shuffle pops around to make it happen. Or fleet commandlet is also not bad. but we have more coming from destroyers as well.
Construction complete.
Okay, so that finishes Prosperity. I'm not really sure what I want for my second Ascension perk. I like Grasp the Void. I like Interstellar Dominion. We're picking up a lot of systems, and that would help a bit with that, with the Empire size. Grasp the Void, however, is also really good to get before nanotech, because it lets you build a bunch more harvesters, and it also helps fish out the FTL techs for hyper relays. I hear tell that one of the astral things now gives you guaranteed hyper relays tech, so that's a good backstop, but it may be a while until we get there. And then if my next tradition, for example, were unyielding, maybe I wouldn't need the Starbase capacity. We're about at an hour. Maybe the right thing to do here is to kind of call it and sleep on it on that particular choice. Master of Nature could also be really funny for like energy worlds with the optimization building to increase max districts and raw resource features. It's not like a good choice, but it would be funny. Enigmatic Engineering, I think so. It can still draw Fallen Empire buildings, but I think it can't get the second level of buildings now, so like the upgrades, so like the Hyperforge that gives 5% upkeep production on the whole planet, and the stuff that gives you automatic production that just gives jobs now. So like, what's the point? So in some ways, I think the ability to draw just like the first level of FE building techs is mostly bad. It mostly dilutes your draw pool, so I don't know that we want that. I'm surprised we can get Nihilistic Acquisition, because you can no longer raid for pops that would just get purged. I guess we could steal robots from people, but we might as well just invade the planet. I mean, Ascendancy wouldn't be awful. Yeah, I think we save here and think about it. Alright, thank you for watching.